Hello YouTube, Melissa here for my 100 Pound Meltdown, coming to you with week 38 update. And this week was kind of a rough week. It was a rough week. It was a stressful week. I've let some things bother me a lot, and it was a tough week. I watched One Healthier Heather, her week 82 or 81 or something update, and she had come on and she's like, you know, some weeks you just don't know why the scale says what it says, and she had lost 4 pounds and she had no explanation as to why she lost 4 pounds. Well, this week I gained 1.4 pounds, and this is my first week that I can definitely tell you I know why. I know why I gained, because I ate things that I shouldn't have eaten. My eating was out of control this week. I let stress get the best of me. I realized really how much of an emotional eater I am, and how much I turn to food for that comfort to kind of fill that void, you know, that good feeling you feel when you eat something you like and then you keep going back for more because that feeling just doesn't last quite as long as you're hoping it does. Yeah, so I ate far too many things that I shouldn't have eaten. I'm happy that I only did 1.4 pounds of damage. I know that it wasn't any muscle gain or anything from my exercising, because I didn't lose inches this week. And in fact, I actually went up an inch in my waist. So I'm hoping that's just some water retention. But I'm definitely working towards this following week, working towards finding alternatives to deal with the stress. And I realize too that when I get stressed, I tend to like shut down everything. Like I shut down doing laundry, I shut down cleaning up, I shut down eating healthy and cooking and planning and doing all the things that I need to be doing in order to be losing weight and to be successful. And I let the stress kind of override that, and unfortunately that caught up with me on the scale. And actually I like to read magazines. I'm not one that really gets into the books too much, but I really like reading magazines, and I have a bunch of magazine subscriptions that I have come to my house. And I had read an article from a Self magazine a couple videos back, and this one is actually from the Weight Watchers magazine, and it's called Female Troubles. And the thing about it is it's actually about stress and how stress is affecting us in this economy right now. And what us women do is we either eat or we drink. This is what this article is saying. So I just kind of read it with you. Not that I'm using stress as my excuse. It definitely is not an excuse. I need to find other ways to deal with the stress rather than reaching for food and emotional eating. So the recession is allegedly over. Still, you're likely feeling the aftershocks depending on how you were affected. Perhaps you had to tap into your emergency fund after watching your 401k go up in smoke, or maybe you refinanced your home, or even took on a second job to make ends meet. However, new research shows that this recession impacted more than your finances. According to the annual Stress in America survey, conducted by the American Physiological Association, 75% of Americans say they're stressed to the max. It's definitely how I felt this week. With concerns not only about their financial status, but also about their jobs and the economy in general. This new breed of chronic stress, less severe than clinical depression, which often requires professional help, is more akin to a constant nagging sensation than to a one-time punch in the gut. In fact, you may not even recognize its low-grade symptoms, including headaches, upset stomach, and feelings of sadness as you go about your daily business. Most troubling of all, the survey results show that women have been particularly hard hit by this stress and are more likely than men to report that they've had a great deal of anxiety. As a result, they are drinking more, not just a glass of wine before dinner, but half a bottle or more, and eating in excess, both of which have dangerous consequences. It's somewhat easy to understand why women are more at risk for these behaviors. In tough times, they're the ones who historically shoulder the extra burden, both financially and emotionally. Women are the protectors of their families and community. Our brains perceive the financial crisis as a threat to our survival. That creates profound, ongoing stress for women. If you're wondering why this downturn seems to have more of an effect on your stress level than, say, the one weathered in the 80s, you can chalk it up, at least in part, to technological shifts. Today, few of us spend a significant amount of time unplugged from an information feed. Tickers, news flashes, special reports, and other joggers on the 24/7 tech treadmill provide constant economic updates, whether you want them or not. The problem no one talks about. Heavy drinking women are in the rise. An annual health report issued by the National Women's Law Center and Oregon Health and Science University shows a sharp increase in binge drinking, a behavior not commonly associated with women. The percentage of women who reported consuming 5 or more drinks at the time climbed from 7 in 2007 to 11% in 2010. Why are women turning to alcohol in greater numbers? Pop culture may have something to do with it. In recent years, our society has held the martini glass in high esteem. In the Sex and the City franchise and Men, for example, Cosmos and Manhattans have sexy supporting roles. With a drink in hand, the show's star looks sophisticated and appear in control, whereas the opposite is often true. In this case, life may be imitating art. Alcohol just doesn't add empty calories to your diet. It also interferes with sleep and your ability to think, concentrate, and solve problems. All skills that need to be razor sharp in challenging times. And don't forget, women and alcohol can be a dangerous mix, even in the best of times. Due to the way that metabolize alcohol, women are more sensitive to its effects and require fewer drinks than men to be inebriated. Perhaps the greatest alcohol-related danger occurs when drinkers get behind the wheel of a car, posing a threat to themselves and to others. The number of women arrested for driving while intoxicated increased almost 30% between 1998 and 2007. Shockingly, many of the arrests were of mothers driving with children in a car, a trend that seems to be gaining ground nationwide. And here's what relates more to me: new weight problems. Another troubling trend. Women are putting on more weight than men due to the recession. According to a recent study conducted at Harvard University, what's more, if you were overweight before the stress of this downturn, your situation may even become more precarious now. After tracking the psychological and physical characteristics of more than 1,000 men and women over a 9-year period, the researchers determined that the more overweight a woman started out, the more likely she was to gain stress-linked weight. The research also showed that more women than men gained weight during feeling constrained by life circumstances, experiencing family strife, and not being able to pay their bills. Why do women see the recession effects on the scale more than men? Most likely because they're prone to emotional eating. Yeah. Researchers at Montclair State University in New Jersey studied the eating habits of women in their 20s and found that they tended to eat healthy foods such as grapes when they weren't stressed, which is definitely true to me. I definitely have not been turning to the healthy food this week at all. I've been turning to all the things I shouldn't be eating. But when we gave them a stressful task, such as a difficult puzzle to solve, they ate chocolate and other caloric, high-fat snacks that they would normally avoid. We concluded that as a result of stress, they lost their ability to control themselves. Yeah, that would be me. Definitely, the stress caused me to lose the ability of controlling myself. I felt like I had no control over the cravings and urges, and just felt like I was trying to feel better and using food to do that, and it just wasn't working. Not at all. Happiness beyond money. In our consumption-fueled culture, it may be tough to remember that genuine contentment isn't dictated by the size of your bank account. As fragile as the economy is, you can keep stress from getting the best of you by identifying talents and doing tasks that provide true happiness and a sense of mastery. Instead of passively coping by reaching for food or alcohol, which ultimately will make you feel worse, take an active, positive approach. Start by jotting down 10 things that you love to do or you're good at, such as riding your bicycle or organizing your kids' closets. If you need to earn more money, think of ways to parlay those interests and skills into a paying gig. Who knows, friends may hire you to organize their closets. In the end, you'll feel better about yourself and the hand you've been dealt. And then they even had kind of a survey of, it's like, feel better now. So I just wanted to share that with you. Definitely, I mean, I'm not saying that the stress is an excuse as to why I've gained this week. Definitely not. I just need to learn how to better cope with the stress rather than doing the emotional eating and having a gain at the scale. So I'm going to be working on that this week and hoping to have a good outcome by the end of next week. I'll be talking to you soon. Bye.